Thank you for checking out Tea and a Buddy on YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello, and welcome back to Tea and a Buddy Podcast. I'm Erica.
And I am Dominic.
And today we're going to talk about... This is sort of random, but it's very close to our hearts.
Welcome back.
Yes. Today we're going to talk about the Graham Norton Show versus, or in contrast to, American late night talk shows.
Late night talk shows like the Late Show with James Corden, Jimmy Kimmel Live. That's his name.
The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Yeah. All of those things. The reason that we decided to do an episode surrounding Graham Norton is because we love him.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
I love him. I just love him so much.
He's so lovely, isn't he, Graham?
If you guys are American and you're listening...
And you don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's an Irish actor / comedian /
chat show host.
Yeah, who has a late night talk show host in Britain. They do air it on BBC America over here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they started airing it about 10 years ago.
And actually, if you follow him on YouTube, you can see most of every episode on there.
Yeah.
I think it only comes on once a week, though, not every
Friday.
night, right?
Yeah, Friday nights.
So that is different. That's the first difference between his show and American late night talk shows, is his only comes on once a week. Maybe that has something to do with how funny it is compared to American late night talk shows.
Why?
I don't know. Just because just because there's fewer of them. You know, if you do it every single night, it's difficult to come up with something different every
I mean, they have
night.
a team of researchers and everything, you know, and
so tell everybody what happens on his show.
On Graham Norton's show, he comes out and he does a bit of a monologue about what's been going on in the week, and he makes fun of a guest that's there, you know.
As pretty much all of the late night talk show hosts do.
Yeah, they come out and they say something, and they do, sometimes they'll have the biggest celebrity guest introduce the show.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They'll stand in the audience, you know, because he used to do it. You know, he used to stand and go, "Welcome, let's start the show," you know. Yeah, but, you know, sometimes you'll have Tom Cruise or whoever's there, or Tom Hanks, or Chris Hemsworth, or, you know, Cher, or whoever's on the door. They'll go, "Welcome to the Graham Norton Show. This is, you know."
Yeah.
"Hello, I'm Tom Hanks, and welcome to the Graham Norton Show."
Yeah.
You know, and then the show will the credits will start. You know, ding, 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 clang, 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 clang. You know, that piano thing, and he'll come out. He'll do he'll do his little monologue. He'll talk about, we've got so and so on. You know, we've got Miriam Margolyes is here, you know.
Yeah. It's nowhere near as long as American talk show host monologues. No,
it's nowhere near, because they've got a tight schedule. Because I think they film for like 2 hours, and then they only use like half an hour of it, you know, or whatever it is, you know, or an hour.
An hour, I think.
I think it is, yeah, something like that. And then he'll come out and he'll talk to the first guest who'll come out, you know, and it'll be, you know, a comedian promoting a book, or their stand-up tour, or their DVD, or whatever's coming out, you know, their live show. And then another guest will come out, and they'll still be on the thing, you know, it'll be thing, and then, like, the main guest, or whoever will come out.
Yeah.
You know, the main celebrity actor, you know, like, last week, who was it? I don't know, you know, like, they've had a lot of, like, celebrities. I think the only two major celebrities they haven't had on is Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt.
So the biggest difference for me...
Yeah, the biggest difference, yeah.
With his show versus our shows is that his celebrities stay out on the couch. They all sit out on the couch together, and they're all talking kind of amongst themselves, with him just prompting them to, tell that story. Now you tell that story.
Because a researcher will have done the thing. And, he's talked about how he does it. He says, we'll rehearse it the night before the guests come in,
Yeah.
And one of our researchers will go, they'll play the part of Julia Roberts, or they'll play the part of Brad Pitt, or whatever.
They'll pretend to tell the story.
The story, and, and so Graham will be like, oh, so it was... Blah, blah, blah. And then, when the night actually comes, he'll go, you had a funny story, didn't you, Brad, about, something about, getting stuck in a lift with someone. And he'd be like, yeah. Oh, so I was stuck in this lift with this guy, and, they'll go on and tell the story to the people on the couch. Yeah. And it might be Anne Hathaway sitting there.
Yeah.
And, next to her will be Jodie Whittaker,
yeah.
And,
Yeah, because they always have a good mix of British and American celebrities.
Guests,
yeah. So sometimes there will be, like, a really obscure, like, someone who's only known in Britain on, like, the...
panel shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
there'll be a comedian from a panel show like Rob Beckett.
And they'll get to be on the couch with Tom Hanks and, I don't know, I'm trying to think of Lady Gaga. And it's just like, God, how is this person getting to sit on the couch with Tom Hanks? Like, what is their life,
Well, I mean, De Niro was there, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, someone who was... I think Tom Hiddleston was like the lesser celebrity that night. I mean, if you rank them, like they've got a massive one, and they've got like, someone who's quite well known, and then they've got someone who's only nationally famous.
Yeah.
But I mean, the atmosphere they get going. I mean, Graham, in his early shows, in his early days, it used to be more about him. It was more about him doing pranks and more about, kind of the same kind of stuff you do over here, with the star... The hosts of the stars and the celebrities who come on to promote their things, they're the side.
Just get to talk for a few
minutes. They just get to talk for a few minutes and be the butt of the host's jokes, which has changed now. It's like Graham has realized, or the production company or whatever has realized, it's funnier when the guests all kind of like chat and get all... something's going on,
they realize they know a similar person.
Oh, did you got like the Paul Rudd and who was it? David Schwimmer?
Oh no, it was Mark Ruffalo and
David Schwimmer. Sorry.
Realized both of their first jobs were the same
at this place. He goes, "Oh, you worked at so and so," and he goes, "I was, in this restaurant they worked at, and he was like, I was this thing," and they were like, "Oh God, yeah," and they got all like, "Oh." And it's just so funny,
Yeah.
And they'll, it's, as he said, he goes, sometimes, I'll try and get a story out of them, but they don't want to tell me that story.
Yeah.
They don't want to tell,
an interview.
Brad Pitt doesn't want to tell that story to Graham Norton or in any interview, but Helen Mirren's sitting next to him and he wants to tell the story to Helen Mirren. So he'll tell the story and we all listen in,
Yeah.
And that's a good way of doing it, because I mean over here you just can't do it because of, and it's like it's PR people,
well, there's not commercials, first of all,
not commercials on the BBC because it's on the BBC, so there's no commercials, so you get full whack of it, so
there's no stopping them. It's just like they're just talking and
that's it.
We don't have to break for a commercial,
and also they get a bit of booze inside them, and it's apparently like it's encouraged, but it's not. They can just get on the water and, it can just kind of like one of those evenings, Like Judi Dench says, I always love going. And Will Smith is a big fan of going on the show, too.
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue, too.
Yeah.
I think Tom Hanks likes going on.
There's a commercial that they show for it all the time where Matt Damon's like, this is by far the most fun I've ever had on one of these shows. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Bill Murray. Because they do a segment with the red chair, which is like a member of the audience.
The way they end the show.
I think is it the way they end the show?
I think so, yeah.
The red chair, and it means a member of the audience comes out and sits in this red chair in front of the camera, and he has to tell a story that amuses everyone.
Yeah.
It's an amusing personal story or whatever.
It's a little anecdote.
The best one though was someone emailed some guy and he came in and he goes, oh, I've got a story from my days in yeah, and it's just like, yeah, and Graham goes, oh, do you know Ed?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I know Ed. He goes, and Ed's like, what? Do we know each other? Oh, no, I don't know. We went to the same school,
Yeah.
And it turned out to be his best friend.
He goes, oh, he was my best friend growing up.
And he said, I've got my glasses on. So he's sitting on Ed Sheeran's sitting on Graham's lap watching this guy. He goes, this is in mental, man. It was just so funny because it's just so like you wouldn't get that over here. That kind of
He's
thing.
just like, get him out on the couch.
Get him out on the couch, yeah, let's have him out on the couch, yeah, And it's just like anything kind of goes really within reason because sometimes, like, I don't know, one of the red chair people started talking about, oh, we were doing dinner for two and I got suffocated, And, one of the guests was like, what do they mean, dinner for two? And then,
God, I don't know if we can talk about this.
We can't talk about this, but anyway, we won't go into it. But Graham was like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. It's like, because it's like, there's only so much you can talk about without getting complaints, It's like, we are on TV after all, It's like,
my God.
I mean, because he can swear and everything. And, Graham's a really good host for that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
And people like him. And he's quick as well. He can hold his own with people and,
So something that, on the American late night talk shows, I used to like to watch the monologues, and then once they get the guests out, I would turn it off.
Yeah.
Because it's like the guests are going to come out. They may or may not be funny.
And it's just going to be like, oh, tell us about that time you went to Miami. Well, oh, yeah, I went to Miami with Julia Roberts, and it was a great time. And and you've got this great. I mean, it's just like it's a generic kind of story that's kind of funny.
Well,
but
because they only have like 2 minutes to tell it. That's why. So it's just like, they can't really get into it, and also they have to spend most of their time promoting whatever they're there to promote. Whereas there isn't a whole lot of promoting on Graham Norton.
There isn't. But he does. At the end, he will say,
check out blah blah, but it's just
because you're in this film with
I noticed he does it more Robert with some people than with others
because he has to. I think they do stipulate, these big stars, they're here to promote the Avengers or they're here to promote whatever this big film, Star Wars or whatever. And he goes, because in this film you do an American accent or whatever, and that'll be the promotion. They're in this film, go watch it. And they'd only get they only get too much, and it's just kind of like, they tell a story and it's a bit long-winded. They'll be like, okay, we're not going to do that story with them. We'll find something that's a little bit, that takes them a bit, it's a bit quicker for them to tell. But it's just the camaraderie and the crack, as they call it.
What I was going to say is
Irish word, the crack.
On American talk shows, basically, and we call them talk shows, the late night talk shows. It's not the same thing as like Ricky Lake or
Oprah Winfrey, Ricky Lake.
Jerry Springer, whatever. On American late night talk shows, basically the situation is a celebrity interviewing another celebrity. And it's just I personally find it boring. Even if I'm into the celebrity, even if I'm into them as a singer or an actor or whatever, it's just like, I don't really care about this. Like, I don't know. It's just got a very different vibe. Yeah. Whereas on Graham Norton, it's a couch full of celebrities, but suddenly they become normal people because they're just having a chat with their peers, and they're all kind of brought down to the same level, even if it's like Ian McKellen and I don't know, Ed Sheeran or whoever, somebody who's relatively new, and then somebody who's been in the business for a long time and is like kind of like an icon, like Julie Andrews or somebody like that.
Oh, they had Julie Andrews on the thing.
It's just like, they can
Jennifer
talk
Aniston,
about, they can just have a chat, and all of a sudden they're just like,
something will come out, and
they're just normal people.
They're just normal people at the end of the day. It's kind of like showing you that they are normal people. And I mean, the ones who are up their own arses, they kind of come out of their own arses, you know. It's kind of like, he's got a reputation for, like Robert Downey Jr., for instance.
Yeah.
Everybody says, he's got a reputation for being a massive dick or whatever, But on the Graham Norton Show, he's like, he's down to earth, he's fine, he's like, he's like,
I think it helps to have, actually, the sort of unknown British comedian also on the couch, because they're sort of just doing their job.
They're doing their job.
Funny,
they're just being funny, the comedian, Jack Whitehall's a fixture on the couch.
And they can either be, like, completely in awe of the other people on the sofa.
Emilia Clarke with Matt LeBlanc was funny.
And that turns
she's
out
like a Joey from Friends.
And that turns out to be really... really cute, because you have this lesser known and then a bunch of, like, icons, possibly. Or they can, like, kind of rib the icons, you know what I mean? Like, and the icons are not used to that, if they're just like, you know what, I'm not going to be in awe of these legendary people sitting opposite me on the couch, I'm going to just give them a hard time, and then all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, this little punk down on the end of the sofa that I've never heard of, he's like...
He's pretty funny.
He's like, he's kind of like telling me off, but in like a funny way, and it just brings the whole tone down. And then Graham Norton is just so quick-witted. Yeah,
he just comes out with something, just to kind of move it along.
Yeah. He can really find the joke in whatever it is that's being said, and it really just turns the whole thing hilarious.
The funny thing, like some of the most, like Lady Gaga, for instance, she came on, and it was during one of her album promotion, or she was going to sing live, and they had June Brown, who played Dot Cotton in EastEnders. Completely unknown over here in America. She wouldn't have never have...
Not somebody Lady Gaga would have known.
Would have known, She came out kind of like, in this kind of like crazy Lady Gaga inspired thing,
Yeah.
And she's like, God, she's got to be 90 now, June Brown. She was...
I thought you said she was dead.
No, she's not. She's not dead. She's left EastEnders, though, for good. I saw that on the BBC the other day. Because she'd left a while back, but they, soaps keep you on a retainer just in case your character wants to come back and all that, But she says, no, I don't want a retainer, I'm done. And that's 35 years of EastEnders that she was in. A stalwart character, and she was promoting her memoir. Lady Gaga and her got on like a house on fire. It was just like, it was just so funny, because everybody was just like, oh my God, this is so funny, seeing them get together. Because, June Brown is like, it's Dot Cotton, that's it, everybody knows her as Dot Cotton. It's like someone you personally know, really, even if it isn't, Well, Graham Norton, though, I mean, his early years was like, he was a bit too in your face. He was getting involved in a bit of controversy, for like making jokes that were too near and stuff like that. But for me, he's always going to be redeemed because he played Father Noel Furlong on Father Ted. And that is probably one of the best comedy shows going. And I mean, he was absolutely brilliant in it,
And he was only in a few episodes.
He was only in a few, I mean, but that was really what kind of got his start in UK television, really,
Yeah.
I mean, even his mother on that national television, she goes, oh yes, Father Ted helped him. Yes. Father Ted was big, and, that helped him.
Yeah.
And then, he started presenting things, and I think he came over here for a while to do a chat show.
Did he?
Yeah, it was on Comedy Central. The Graham Norton Effect.
Oh, that's funny.
I vaguely remember something about it when it came out. It was in 2004 on Comedy Central, but I don't think it lasted too long.
I don't remember that. I mean, he's hilarious, and realistically, this format that he does. Johnny Carson, way back then. Listeners who are my age and older, probably, which won't be maybe about half of our listeners, but will remember that he used to have the celebrity guests stay out, and that was really popular back then too. for the same reason.
Yeah.
Because they're playing off of each other, and it's just more interesting than a one-on-one interview. And I don't know why these other people, since Johnny Carson hosted The Tonight Show, I don't know why they don't do that more often now. I don't know why. James Corden has... He's
tried to replicate the Graham Norton thing, but it kind of doesn't...
But he only gets maybe 2 guests out there. It's not like, Graham Norton usually has...
He has about 4 or 5.
4 or 5,
6 even sometimes. If it's a band... Cause sometimes he gets a musical guest to come and sit on the couch and talk. Sometimes they don't. I mean, like Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman were on for like 25 minutes or something.
They stayed for about half the show.
Half the show, and then they left,
Yeah.
But they were there with Jack Whitehall.
Yeah.
And they were talking to him, and they were just like, just talking. And then, who else was it?
What's her name from Game of Thrones?
What's her name from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
What's her name from Game of Thrones? She played,
the sister...
Greyjoy.
Yeah.
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 The sister to Theon, yeah.
I can't remember her name at the moment.
So, sorry about that. But yeah, the only big, thing he'll have is, the red chair, which I think is funny, we didn't really explain that. They'll tell a story that has to amuse the guests, and if it doesn't, then he pulls a lever and they go back, they fall back in the chair and stuff, it's like a bit Dr. Evil-ish,
Yeah. Sometimes he'll just be in a mood and they'll come out and just say their name and where they're from.
Yeah, and
if he doesn't if he doesn't like where they're from, he's just
or if he doesn't like what they're wearing, like this woman comes and goes, "Hello, I'm Kathy," or something, and he's just like, nah, just like, actually, nah. Like, someone came on when Will Smith was on.
Yeah,
and she goes, "Oh, my name's so-and-so from, Essex," or whatever. She goes, "Oh, so you've got a story, so tell you." So this is a story all about when my life got flipped-turned, and he was like, "Oh," and he went to do it, and Will's grabs it, he goes, don't you dare, you go on, baby, you go on." And that was, and I think that must have been the thing when they did the rap with Alfonso Ribeiro. Maybe. And Jazzy Jeff was on the thing. I didn't see it. He was on Fresh Prince too.
Yeah, I didn't
as his
notice
mate.
That. Yeah, so the red chair, it's a really funny concept.
Yeah, that's a good concept because it's like,
because if he doesn't like the story, the anecdote that they tell, if he doesn't find it funny or it's not a cute story or whatever, then he'll dump him. Like Dominic said, he pulls his handle and just flips him.
It's not like he
it's
actually dumps him into
sinister.
something. It's just like, well, But if he goes, that was really quite funny, you can walk.
But that's it. Like they don't win anything.
They don't win anything. They just get to tell their story on national TV.
Yeah. It's just like, and the stories are so random most of the time. It'll just be like, how do they pick these stories that are going to get shared on here?
Obviously a researcher comes to, the Ed Sheeran guy. Because you heard him when Ed Sheeran goes, were you just randomly here?
Yeah.
And he goes, I got an email from a guy.
Someone emailed
me,
Yeah.
So, and that was it, that's all we saw about that. But, so obviously they go into like, who's got a story here for the red chair? Talk to our researcher. This is hilarious. Yeah, okay, you've got to do...
this is a terrible story. Graham's going to hate this. Yeah.
Graham's going to hate this, but, you're on anyway, go do it. Like... There was someone in the audience, wasn't there, one time, that says, you ruined a date. I came here for Kylie and I postponed a date. And, they'd heard about it.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously they got, and then, the red chair segment came on. He goes, my name's Tom and I was supposed to come on a date with the thing. But she's
first date.
With so-and-so. And she's like, I was like, oh...
They're like, oh my God, that's him. Yeah, because apparently he had tweeted we're just going on about Graham Norton.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what it's about. It's Graham Norton, Graham Norton.
Apparently the guy had tweeted, thanks a lot, Graham Norton Show.
Thanks a lot, Graham. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks to you, I'm not going on a date.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. My date got canceled because she got tickets to your show or whatever instead.
But she'd postponed him before that, too, to go see someone. She goes, and then I postponed him for this, to go see Kylie, because I'm a big fan of Kylie Minogue, because she was on the show that night.
Yeah.
And so he must have gone down to the studios and been like, yeah, this is my story. And she dumped him. She goes, Kylie, would you just...
Yeah. Yes.
Just dump him.
Pull the
She's
lever.
quite literally dumped.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, everybody on the couch just... Their jaws dropped.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is savage.
They were just like,
She's a savage woman.
I cannot believe it.
I was like, I'm just here to see if there's any chance. It's like, well, can you take a hint?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, but it's a really funny show. It is. If you guys enjoy late night talk shows, I'd say that it's probably my favorite. I guess probably Jimmy Kimmel, maybe after Graham Norton, but Jimmy Kimmel's I kind of like just because it's very old fashioned. It's like very old school.
Yes, yeah.
But he's funny also.
Yeah.
But Graham Norton's kind of old school too, because like I said, it compares to the way Johnny Carson used to have the celebrity guests stay out and chat together. But yeah, so that comes on BBC America. I think it comes on Saturdays maybe, so it comes on Fridays in Britain, and then I think it comes on Saturdays
over here. Yeah.
Or maybe it's Fridays, but it's like a week late or something like that. I'm not sure. It's definitely late. It's not. Yeah. You're not seeing the most recent one, or you're not seeing it at the same time as Britain. But there you go.
Well, yeah.
We're in different countries, so what can you expect?
What can you do? You know. But, he's very, very big now in Britain, Graham Norton. It's
and there's not
that's
a
the
lot,
show to go to.
There's not a lot of gimmicks, really. You know,
There used to be, but now it's not. There's not.
We've watched some of the earlier ones, and I must say that
because he had a show on Channel 4.
I think it's evolved into a better show.
Yeah,
than it used to be.
Oh yeah, much better. Because I mean, he was talking about his early shows. He goes, we used to have on like people who were like from the Big Brother house or whatever, you know, who were like famous tabloid celebrities, as I like to call them. Yeah, he used to have on like, if you look at the guest list from his old shows, it was like tabloid celebrities and maybe the occasional bit part actor in a big movie, you know, that's happens to be British or whatever. And most of the time would be him, you know, making prank calls to people and, you know, just being this, you know, the entertainment.
Yeah, because, you know, the American shows, you've got James Corden does the carpool karaoke, which I like.
Yeah, that's
like
good,
that.
yeah.
But he's got some other bits, and it's just like, you know, for the most part, you know, Jimmy Fallon does games a lot. He'll play games with his guests. Jimmy Kimmel's got like a lot of street involved questions, you know, and games.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
That kind of thing. James Corden.
Yeah, there's a lot to remember of these people.
James Corden replaced Craig Ferguson, who was by far my favorite late night talk show host.
Yeah, Craig Ferguson enjoyed doing it, but yeah.
Possibly even over David Letterman, as much as I love Letterman.
Yeah.
I think Craig Ferguson was maybe my favorite. He was so good, and I don't know why he didn't get the Letterman spot when Letterman left.
I guess he just didn't, you know, I think he didn't want to do it. I mean, he quit after a long time, didn't he? Yeah,
he basically said on his show that he was tired of interviewing celebrities.
I'm tired of interviewing celebrities. And I mean, he had like...
He got bored of
it, and then he started having people he liked on.
Yeah.
Like that woman from that girl from the Alaskan Pilot, and it was just like, nobody watches that show.
Yeah.
But he watched it, and he liked having her on, because she was a little bit
But I
silly
feel like Graham Norton probably has the same abilities at this point. He seems to book people he likes.
Well, Miriam Margolyes, for a start. I mean, he has her on a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's got nothing to promote.
He has Kylie Minogue on a lot.
Kylie, Everyone loves
He has
Kylie.
Will Smith on a lot. Yeah, there's several people that he has on a lot.
Well, Will Smith, I think, likes just like doing it because a lot of the time that'll be their only British chat show appearance.
Yeah.
You know, to promote whatever. So, you know, they want to do Graham Norton.
Well, if you're going to do one, I would say that's the show.
That's the show, yeah.
I mean, you know, you could... Where else could you promote?
You're not going to see Will Smith
morning,
on the one show. Well, this morning, yeah, it's just kind of like...
This morning, the one show, you know.
Yeah.
What's the one with Piers Morgan?
Good Morning Britain.
Yeah. I don't even know if celebrities promote things on that show.
No, they don't. I think it's just news and chat.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've waffled on. Yeah, I don't think there's really a whole lot else we can say about it.
I don't think so, yeah.
I think that's it. So, as always, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate tons.
Tons.
I forgot what I was going to say there. Yeah, and thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.